video, we don't do therapy because we don't do therapy at Social Media Love. It's not because we talk about the little girl, the inner child, the inner little girl, or whatever you call it, that is a therapy thing that we're doing. Absolutely not. So I'm here because I want to talk to you about why I'm hosting an inner child workshop in the context of growing a business, of offering new services or revisited services with maybe new pricing, maybe a new positioning. I know that I'm working with a lot of women right now who are repositioning the way they work with clients. So I want to give you information a little more like about what is it? Why should I what is the ROI of coming to a kind of half-day workshop online with Angelique at Social Media Love? So number one, I want you to know that those workshops are meant to serve my clients. But this year in 2026, I decided that I would, take some aspect of the work that we do in the Visibility Amplifier and bring it to more women outside of our community so that you have a sense of what we do. And so that you can feel the potency of the work we do. So inner child work, I'm just going to put this here, inner child work, it's not like good to talk about because it's trendy. No. It is the root cause of why smart women like you and I discovered that so late in my life, don't do the revenue activities that they already know that they should be doing, right? Example, selling. Example, reaching out. Example, talking about, what you do. So I want to explain this to you right from the get-go. And this is where I don't want you to think that we're doing therapy here, because we're not. But this is how our body works. When something happens, especially in the early years of our life, usually what's happening, our body, something happens. So you can call that a trauma. The body suddenly feels unsafe at that moment. And this is when the little girl starts to attach meanings to who she is in the world and what the world is about and what her relationships are about. And all those will because of that event, and it doesn't have to be a traumatic with a big T, as we say. It could be very little things that for you, hearing about it, you would not even consider that a trauma. But everything we do is a trauma response because something happened that day. You made it mean something about you. You made it mean something about the world, and your body felt really unsafe. From that moment on, in a very unconscious way, you started to become someone else so that you would not show the truth of who you are, so that you would not be exposed again to feel unsafe. And this, what's happening is that you created, and when I say you, it's the same for me, we created adaptive behavior. And those adaptive behavior, like people pleasing, overachieving, perfectionism, all the things are revenue behaviors that shuts down the actually growth of revenue. So this is why the work that as a grown-up woman, entrepreneur, we want revenue, right? We want visibility so that we can let people know what we do, what they can buy from us, and how they can buy it from us, right? So this part of you that is hiding since the very beginning of that needs to come out, needs to kind of untethered from your identity. And so this is why we bring new belief, not just at the affirmation level, new belief about who you are in the world, and how you see yourself. So that's why, there is a big component of what we do that is about how you see yourself. What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about your work? What do you believe about your clients? What do you believe about your offers? And what do you believe about the impact that your work has in the world? Those are bringing like the light on actual beliefs that you are running in the back of your subconscious mind that might not actually reflect what you desire to believe. And this is where the identity shifts happen. And then when you start believing new beliefs, then what's happening is that your behavior changes. I would never be doing a live like this if I continued to start that I was not legit or that I was not changing people's life, right? So this is why from belief, you go with a new identity and you behave like the woman in your vision more and more every day. And that brings new revenue, new clients, new opportunities, etc., etc. So I want to make it very real for you. So what is an adaptive behavior, for example, around pricing? Raise your hand if pricing is a thing for you. If you're a people pleaser, and so people pleasing is an adaptive behavior that we bring from the fact that we don't want to disappoint. We want approval. We want to be seen as the best. So what it looks like in business, you discount, you over deliver. And when I say you, this is me. I had to unlearn this thing. And sometimes I can still catch myself with these things. And then another sign of this is to be inconsistent, right? In your marketing, for example, in your follow-through, in your follow-ups. So the revenue effect of this, low margin, resentment, inconsistency in marketing, and in selling, in reaching out to people. So the belief swap that we want to do this is, for example, I am the asset of my business. There is no me, there is no voice of me, and then you don't know about the work we do. I am the asset and I am my own approval. Some of you may consider that talking about inner child stuff as a business, mentor and visibility expert is completely woo-woo. It doesn't mean anything for me, right? I am my own approval. My experience, my own life, and the transformation of the lives of the women I work with, I know that this is at the core of everything. Another proof of this, posting your offers. Let's say that your adaptive behavior is being a perfectionist. Everything has to be perfect, so it never happens, right? Because perfection is never enough. So the adaptive behavior that you're going to see is perfectionism, yes, over-analyzing. And then what it looks like, you might be drafting forever your posts, or you might be posting value stuff all the time with never inviting to buy from you. And then the revenue effect of this, visibility without sales conversation. I think it's one of my coaches that says that when you keep, doing visibility work, then you help other people in your world, you do their marketing for them, because the ones who are inviting, then they're inviting people who've heard you so many times, but you never invited them. So they're going to buy from someone else, right? So the belief swap that we would look for in that case is, I am a fully expressed woman, and this is my power source. My voice is my power. If I don't talk to you, you won't hear from me. And I know that when I talk to you, whether it's online or in a room, I know that it will impact the way you see yourself, thus the way you see yourself in your business, thus your business, thus your revenue. I'm going to give you another example. So you see that Saturday during that inner child workshop, and if you go around the video, there's a link, okay? And if you cannot find the link, DM me. But it's this Saturday, January 31st, 2026. Another example. I know right now we're working on this with the current woman in our amplifier program, which is very fun because we make it a game. Because your little girl, she likes to play, right? So how can you bring more joy and playfulness in your business? So DM outreach, right? Hello. Fear of rejection is a big one in this one. What if they think I'm sleazy? What if they don't answer? What if they, get mad at me? So the adaptive behavior for this is you're hyper vigilant. Everything can go wrong, right? Or you're an approval seeker and you are a rule follower always. And pay attention. I'm giving you business examples, but chances are that you are that person in other aspect of your life. Those are just a way to protect yourself, right? And so, but here's the thing: when you are hypervigilant, what it looks like when it's time to reach out to someone, I don't want to bother her. So you're gonna avoid follow-ups. If people don't give you an answer, you won't follow up because you don't want to be seen as someone who is pushy, for example. So the revenue effect of this, your warm leads go cold. And as I said, there is not such thing as having conversation with people. This is what I've been really amplifying for me in the last 2 years, even more in the last 3 months. This is where you show yourself that you are that person that people actually are craving to talk to you, right? So the belief swap for this one with hypervigilance or approval seeker, you are, everything is happening for my highest good. So meaning what? So the day that nobody answers your DM, it doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't mean anything about them. And if someone says, no, I don't want to come to your workshop, probably for the best, right? So another belief, and that's something that I cannot show you, but I have stickers. My voice matters. I now call my DM outreach my divine intervention, because so many times women tell me, oh my God, I'm so glad you reached out. I thought of you the other day. I keep pushing back, reaching out to you. So whatever belief that that the woman in your vision, the woman who makes those multi-six-figure year, 7-figure year, like we have women in my community who are reaching for the 6-figure year, who are past the 6-figure year, and some of them are 7-figure years as well, right? So, but it doesn't matter. Those patterns, you see them at every level, So I could go on and on an example, but I want to show you why Saturday will help you actually, understand why everything that you're supposed to do in terms of, leveraging your sales process, your marketing, and you still don't do it, right? Your nervous system loves you so much that it wants you to survive. So it creates adaptive behavior to protect you. And that comes in your business, in the kitchen, in the bedroom, everywhere. So when visibility feels unsafe for you, your system's like, let's protect her. Let's bring her to be even more perfectionist so that she doesn't post that thing where people could see that she's a real expert at this, that she could actually make a lot of money with this. So your revenue behaviors get shut down. That's as simple as that. So what we're going to do Saturday is that I'm going to help you, number one, to identify those patterns. And, before we change anything, we need to see the things, right? So I have a very simple way to do this, and it's kind of fun. It's full from a place of love. It will save you a lot of time in banging your head against the wall when it's time to launch a new offer, right? So what you'll take away on Saturday is, it is not the therapy, okay? It's to help you get more traction towards yourself, but for your audience who's waiting for you, and for the woman in your vision that has big dreams. She's waiting for you, right? You'll identify your adaptive behaviors that are running your visibility. You'll anchor what changes when you embrace, your wholeness. When you remove all those adaptive behavior, what's left? Who's left? Hello, who's here? And what I will help you experience right on the spot is how it feels in your body to be this fully expressed woman. And when you show up, you will start actually feel different. Your next post will feel different. Your next sales call will feel different. And you know exactly what your little girls need. So we're going to meet your little girls. That's what I love doing. I love doing that one-on-one. I love doing that in groups. Once I did it during a speech from a stage. It was just beautiful. And she might have a lot to tell you as well, but she's waiting for you somewhere. And so if you're curious, come along. Those workshops are like, it's not like page 2, do this, page 3. It's very intimate, very interactive. So all you have to do is to take a seat on Saturday, January 31st with us. And this is really not for women who are just curious. This is for you if you are beyond curious, willing to see what you are not seeing right now. And it doesn't mean anything about you again, but your nervous systems want you on board so that when you do your next big move in your business, you will be so aware of your adaptive behaviors, and you will connect with your little girl. So I'll share with you how I connect with my little girls when we are about to play in bigger schools. It's all playful, all full of love, and you will have the recording so that you can use it all the time. So bring your little girl, okay? Because the woman you're becoming, she doesn't need more like old protection mechanism. She is ready to be free. You cannot let her run free until you bring your little girl with yourself. So that's the ROI of the workshop. If you were wondering, what the heck should I spend half a day with Angelique? Pay $75. There is, I think it's $75.19. There is a VIP option because I always give you a VIP option. This is what I've learned from one of my favorite coaches that taught me to receive VIP. And you deserve anything you desire. That's the point, right? So I want to teach you as well to open yourself to receive always more, because you deserve more of whatever you desire. So now, look around this video. There is a link to come to our workshop Saturday. And I named this workshop, I'm going to give you the name, the 15-minute Inner Child Client Generator, because at the end of the day, you're going to have that 15-minute thing. I'm not going to tell you what it is, that you're going to keep with yourself forever, right? This is a gift from me. This has helped me so much that I want to gift it to you. And the goal of this is, how can you bring your little girl on board during your sales calls, during your live videos, and maybe you're plateauing right now in terms of revenue. So what is it that your little girl could help you unlock? Literally. So Saturday, January 31st, from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm all about fun. I'm all about joy, and I'm about cozy. So come cozy and come and play with us. It will be on Zoom. Once you're registered, then you should receive an email from me. Okay. It was a pleasure to introduce you to the 15-minute Inner Child Client Generator preview. I'll see you on Saturday. And if you have any question, you know where I am. Okay.